Hi, guys. It's another Friday on Love, Sex, Lies, and Reality Talks. Today, it's the truth about finding yourself. Finding ourselves is very challenging, especially when we've gone through some emotional pain, trauma, and we are stuck in life, or we are mirroring other people, or we don't even know where to start. It may also be that you've been through a relationship and that relationship has ended and added more to you losing yourself than finding yourself. So at the end of the day, you sit down and it's like, where do I begin? Where do I start from? What do I do? I don't know how to move on. I don't know how to heal. I don't know how to do anything. In that moment, the first thing to do is to take a pause. Take a pause on life itself. Because finding ourselves is like peeling back the layers of onions, is like you've stashed up sand and built a heap of sand somewhere, and you're trying to now find yourself in the midst of that pile, and you may have to go through all the rubbles to really discover who you are. And it's a very, very painful but truthful journey. I'm saying that because I've also been through it and I'm still going through it. It's a lifetime process. You don't heal at once, you heal for a lifetime as long as you're here. And so, to begin the healing journey, the first thing is to ask yourself, what parts of your life have you been lying to yourself about? Let me say that again. What parts of your life have you been lying to yourself about? That is the first question. And if you're not answering that question truthfully and honestly, you will not move forward. The second thing is to ask yourself, in this journey called life, who can live your life for you outside of yourself? Ask yourself that truthful question. In this journey called life, who can live your life for you outside of your truthful self? The truthful self, which is what we call the true self in coaching, is the part of you that really wants to know you. Everything you know about yourself currently is based on what you've been told, what your experiences are. Your experiences are part of what shapes you. But if you're not finding the lessons to evolve in your experiences, and you're just sitting on those lessons or locking them away because you don't want to deal with the emotional pain and trauma, then you don't discover your true self. You continue to mirror other people that you want to be like, and you're seeing and you think that their life is fantastic and whatever it is, but it may also be make believe that you don't even know anything about. And you may start to mirror and lose yourself in that journey as well, because that's the easiest thing to do. We've been conditioned so much conditioning. And until you start to peel back the layers of the condition to find the truth in everything that you've experienced, to extract the lessons in everything that you've experienced, you may think that you know yourself, but you only truly find yourself when you hit the roadblock in life's journey. When you go through a life's experience that literally breaks you down, but you're not being broken down, you're being paused to take a look at yourself and say, am I going the right way? Am I discovering myself? Am I even honest with myself? Am I truthful to myself? And so when you take the pause and ask yourself these two questions as a starter, you start to experience what I call anxiety, separation anxiety. Reason being that part of you wants the truth, but part of you wants to stay in the make believe that you've created. That make believe is based on the stories we tell ourselves. We all tell ourselves stories at some point in life, but if you keep telling yourself the stories from an unclear mind, from a cluttered mindset, from a traumatic experience, you will just keep building narratives that create different personas about who you are, and you never truly find yourself. So as you write down those two questions, I want you to separate yourself from the noise. By separating yourself from the noise, I mean block everyone else out. If you really want to go on the journey of self healing, you have to block everybody out except yourself. Reason why you have to block everybody out is you're going to hear the voices that are not yours, and you're not going to be able to make the decision that works best for you, because everybody is going to speak to you based on where they are with themselves, not where you need to be with yourself. And if you're not working your own journey and working on it and working your journey, you will leave the life of other people and you will take advice. I've shared, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago, why advice is bad for you. And you really have to own it, own your journey. I shared that quote from Love, Sex, Lies, and Reality with you, that your journey is yours and yours alone. Some will steal from it, some will make it their own, some will create narratives out of it, but it is your responsibility and you have to be accountable for your journey. So you have to take charge of your journey because it's yours alone to walk, it's yours alone to own, it's yours alone to leave, it's yours alone to give account of at the end of life. And so you look at yourself and say, in this moment where you're shutting everybody off, can you speak the truth to yourself? Can you just be honest with yourself for a minute? If you cannot be honest with yourself, then you're not ready to love yourself. You're not ready to discover yourself. You're not ready to walk your own truth. You're not ready to live your own truth. You're not ready to take your power back. You're not ready to take your voice back. You're ready to give yourself away and get lost in life. But today, my challenge to you is to take a pause on your journey and ask yourself those 2 questions. Replay this if you need to replay it to get the questions. And as you ask yourself, get your journal and start writing the truth. Every single experience that you had, journal it down and start asking yourself the truth about that experience. How did you play? What role did you play? What role did the other person play? What did you subject yourself to? What did you tolerate? What did you accept? What were your choices? Were they wise choices, or were they just irrational choices and decisions that you were making? Were they manipulative? Were they controlling? Were they winging it just to survive, or just to have somebody in your space, or just to mirror other people? What results did you achieve from it? Did you evolve? Are you still in the same place you were 10 years ago? Because if you're not evolving in life's journey, then you're in survival mode and stagnant. And when you're stagnant, you become still to yourself. When you become still, nothing can grow from there. Nothing can evolve from stillness until you start to declutter. Declutter your life, declutter your mind, declutter your environment. And what are you hoarding? Hoarding things that no longer serve you. Hoarding memories that no longer help you move from where you are to where you need to be. So as you ask yourself these questions, understand that they will be painful experiences to get answers to. It'll be hard for you to even answer some of the questions because you already know the role you played. You already know how you self-sabotage. And self-sabotage is good because it's a conscious awakening to the parts of you that you're yet to discover. And so as you go through the journey and you go through the experience, understand that the truth about healing is that it is more painful than the painful experiences or the emotional trauma that you've acquired, because you have to roll back. You have to peel out. You have to pull the rug up. You have to get the dust out. You have to really choke on the dust sometimes, especially when you discover that the role you played was because you were unhealthy. But then you have to commit. Again, every week I share this commitment thing with you. Remember the video where you had to write the commitment letter? You have to commit. You have to commit to this journey of healing if you really and truthfully want to know your true self. Let me tell you the truth. The journey of healing, as painful as it is the most beautiful journey you would ever walk. It is the most beautiful experience you would ever have. Reason being that when you challenge yourself to own your truth, that truth is what is going to set you free. Nobody else can set you free but yourself. And no one is going to come to save you except you save yourself. And as you commit to it, trust me, when you prayerfully commit to it and ask God for help, because there's no life outside of God. Everything outside of God takes us away from who we are and who He created us to be and become. When you go back to God and say, I need your help with this journey, and you commit to it, He will guide and lead you. And He will send you your purpose helpers, pushes that I've written in my book, Being Single. If you don't have that book, I encourage you to get it because it's an eye-opener to you finding yourself and finding your purpose in life's journey while you're still here. And as you go through it, you realize that you can move beyond the pain. You can move to become restored. You can move to discover yourself. You can move to evolving in life. And then all the clog in your eye begin to fall off about the mirage you've been living. And you start to see what the society has named norms as, what the heck is this? Because you see that there's a lot of lies that we've been told and that we tell ourselves, and you realize that no one can walk your journey but you. And then you look at it. How have you understood your emotions that are teachers? Instead of you reacting, think about the quote I said in Beyond the Pain. Think before you act, reason before you react or respond. You can critically think about your decisions. You can critically think about the choices you're making. You can critically think about the event before you even respond. Is it worth your energy? Is it worth giving your energy to? Is it worth just listening to the things that are not being said that can help you get the answers that you need to evaluate where the other person is operating from? Is it worth listening to see if this partner who is trying to come into your life is going to bring you pain from what is not being said than what is being said? Because words sometimes are cheap. And they do carry power if you pay attention. And so as you go through this journey of looking at the truth about your life and the truth about healing, which is a painful process, but which is much needed for you to evolve in life's journey, ask yourself, where do you need support? Where do you need to own your truth? Who do you need to support you? People that will tell you the truth, or people that will continue to help you mask and stay in the misery place where they are, because misery loves company. And then you discover a lot of people will fall off the wagon in your journey when you start to own your truth. Yeah, it's going to be like a lonely journey, but it is the best time of your life, because when you find yourself, you realize, whew, all these lies. I remember when I started finding myself in 2010, and just before I started coaching and going through my coaching program and getting educated so I can help other people, there were days I cried. There were days I laughed. There were days I looked at myself as, girl, you're so stupid. And then there were days I said, you know what? I'm not going to give up, because I wanted to give up. But the moment I started saying, I'm going to be truthful to myself, it felt so lonely at first. But then I discovered that it was lonely because I was trying to run away from myself. I was trying to run to other people. And that's what we typically do. We try to run to other people. But if you run away from yourself, how would you know yourself? And so I stopped. I took a pause and I decided, you know what? God hit me every single way, but I need to peel back this layer. I need to find myself. I'm not going to quit. I committed to the journey. So every morning I wrote myself an affirmation that helped me stay on course of the journey. I still do today. The first affirmation I wrote to myself, which is in my book on becoming restored, is no one can contain my spirit. Because we're all spiritual beings before we come into this flesh. This flesh is just nothing. Your spirit and your soul are everything. But when you're disconnected from your spirit and soul, you're lost in life. And so I said to myself, no one can contain my spirit because it is my spirit that feeds my soul. I wrote that in. I have so many affirmations in at the back of on Becoming Restored if you want to get that book as well. And I do teach how to write affirmations to yourself during my coaching sessions with my clients. Because the truth is, if you don't own your journey, who will? And I'm still on this beautiful journey and supporting so many people as God gives me grace and the people that He really wants me to help, because I'm not a coach for everybody. I'm only a coach for those people that are ready to own their truth and walk the journey. And so today I invite you to go in and ask yourself the truth about your healing. Are you ready to heal? Or are you ready to keep living a lie? Are you ready to keep going on the journey of the mirage where you never see your true self? Or are you ready to take a pause and zoom out of the noise and zoom into yourself and really find yourself? Remember, this journey is yours and yours alone. No one can live your life for you. No one can love you as much as you will love yourself. No one can give you what you haven't given yourself. Because when they give it to you, then you owe it to them. You become a slave of them if you're not giving it to yourself. What do you truly deserve? You deserve what you need, and what you need is what you work on, and what you work on is what gets you the results that you need. Play that again. I can't say that again, but play it again. So today, I'm challenging you to take a pause and be true to yourself. We are about to enter the second half of 2024. Are you still in the same place you were 10 years ago? Are you creating narratives that are not helping you evolve? Are you truthful to yourself in this journey called life? Are you mirroring other people? Are you discovering your true self? Because your true self is always longing to be found. And that's why your soul is always seeking. And when your soul stops seeking, it means you have found yourself. When you stop chasing and pleading and begging for that relationship, when you start evaluating the partner based on your requirements and your goals and your vision and your purpose, and you start vetting and sorting during the dating and sorting game, then you realize you know yourself. You're not going to settle. You are truthful to your core values. We make you intact and keep your integrity solid. When you start lying to yourself, you start losing yourself. And remember, part of finding your true self is also having the ability to truthfully love yourself and realize that you are enough, you are whole, you're complete on your own. So today, I encourage you to take on that challenge. If you need support, feel free to send me a message, coaching@kemisogunle.com, or DM me on social media, and I'll be more than happy to support you on this journey called life while we're still breathing and living. Remember to never stop loving while living. When you stop loving, you stop living. When you stop living, it means that it's time to go back to the Maker. But while God is still giving you life and breath, find your true self. Know who you are. Love yourself deeply. Know that you are enough. Own your power, own your voice, and own your truth, and become free in your journey to live it truthfully and purposefully while you're granted life. Until next time, take good care. God bless. Bye-bye.